All right, what's up, everybody? This is Preston Slade here, aka Prestonification of Art. Here tonight with my boy IGANANSI.
What's going on, yo? What's up, everybody?
All right, and we're just chilling out, vibing tonight. We're just gonna do a little bit of some arting, you know, see what we can come up with, get some new ideas, share some new ideas, vibe out, you know. That's what we're gonna do today. All right, so if you feel like joining in the chat, you know, have any ideas, any suggestions, or what we should draw, any tips, advice, go ahead and do it. And yeah, we're just gonna have some casual conversations tonight. All right. How you doing tonight?
Sounds good to me. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. I could do better. I could be doing better. Yeah.
I hear that.
So I don't know. I'm still tripped out over what happened a few nights ago in regards to my drawings. I definitely am still taken back by that, but this is why it's always important. You always want to back up your artwork. Have more than one backup.
That's a fact.
A local storage, a NAS storage, which is a network attached storage if you can, and preferably 2 cloud storage. I'm taking extreme precautions just because I do not want to go through that ever again. And hopefully everybody can learn from my mistakes. So
yeah, at first I wasn't taking the backing up thing seriously, and then one day I saw how long it was going to take and realized that there was a lot of stuff that I'd be losing if I didn't back it up. So now every couple of days I have to make sure to back up whatever I want to keep, because otherwise you're going to be full of regret and tragedy when you open up your app and there's nothing there for you.
Yep, you're going to be crying.
Big mad.
big mad.
Yeah, heart hurting you.
I love me some chamomile tea. Obviously, I'm drinking chamomile tea tonight because I don't want to be caffeinated. I do not want to be zooted and booted. I actually want to get to bed on time tonight because every other night I've been pulling all-nighters. So I'll go to sleep maybe 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and just to combat me not sleeping all day, I'll try to force myself to wake up, but it hasn't been helping out. So I'm taking a little caffeine break.
You been up drawing? What you been up to? You got something you're working on specifically?
Well, actually, our fellow artisan, Dan, he's been doing a lot of overlay things, working at the Adobe suite, and he's been inspiring me to get back into doing overlays and whatnot. I've been using a relic of an application to get back into my overlay creations. You know, I can pump them out in minutes now. Using Fireworks, and he laughed at me just because that's how old this app is. This app is older than my daughter. My daughter's turning 10, so but
all right.
I've been watching what he's been doing, and everybody in the Discord. We have a sketch and draw Discord that anybody's welcome to join. It's basically a community where we're open to not only assist people in getting into drawing. There's a lot of professionals on that server. Dan DTM, the Delta Tango Mike, he's the one who started the server. We have some curators in there. Tom LaRock, he's really good. He's insightful. Odari Yanez, aka Odari Art, he's a cool, chill, down to earth dude. So I would highly recommend joining the Sketch and Draw Discord. We're always on there. And you can get some creative advice and some professional advice while you're in there, you know, and just kick it. The whole point is just to vibe and kick it. I'll post a link to that server in a moment. But
Yeah, a lot of professionals in there, a lot of years of experience, and different types of art as well. Uh, and you can definitely find somebody who's close to your lane, if not in the exact same lane that you want to be in the future or are in currently. And they have useful advice and insight for young artists who are trying to figure it out in the digital space and just growing their talents and their horizons as artists.
yep, definitely. So enough with that professional mumbo jumbo. I want to vibe out a little bit. What you see on my screen, I'm using the app Sketchable. It's a Windows app. So we're actually doing vanilla chocolate flavor of art tonight. So he's on iOS. He's what are you using? An iPad?
Yeah,
So
I couldn't tell you which one, but it's an iPad.
yep, and he's drawing on the app Procreate, which is blowing up. It's probably the go-to apps on iOS, and it's very feature rich. And I won't lie, I was jealous and amazed when I started using that app. However, I was only jealous up until the point I discovered Sketchable, and this is a Windows 10 exclusive app. It's designed for tablet use in mind, so if you have a Surface or any other type of Windows Touch device, it excels. It's real snappy. It's optimized for pretty much any low end Windows machine because I've tested it out on some older Surface devices. And basically, it's going to mimic the workflow and the ease of access to just getting in and drawing. I discovered the app randomly and I was lost. It's still an app people are still getting into and still discovering. And again, just a shout out my man Dan, Delta Tango Mike. I watched some of his videos. He did a bunch of tutorials on how to use this app, and I started to generate a relationship with him. Watching his video, learning tips and tricks, and just overall absorbing the workflow of everybody else who's been using this. So that's what I'm doing. And the image you see on screen was from our stream yesterday, where we were trying something different. We were trying abstract art, and I've never done abstract art. I always say it 1,000 times. I'm terrified of colors, and I decided to
Yeah, you
do.
do. You do
Yeah.
stay on that. He's modest though, y'all. He's good at colors. He just
Nah.
he just modest.
So I basically try to do a spin on Dark Side, which was brought to my attention that from another artist. His name is Fancy Dave. Check his Instagram out. The Fancy Dave. He does a lot of abstract art. He does a lot of coloring book art. So what he does is he'll do some line work on the or he'll take the line work from existing sketchbooks and then he'll draw abstract figures. A lot of them are Jack Kirby inspired, and he'll do that over these coloring books. You'll get some amazing work, and I love the way he uses the coloring pencils in these coloring books. So much so that I mentioned yesterday that um, I was jealous of the textures of a pencil I used way back in the day, and I started playing around with that last night with this abstract piece, and I was happy with it. I plan on redoing that abstract piece once I do a little more studying of abstract art, but we'll see where we go with that. Tell us more about you and what you're drawing.
Uh, I've been drawing pretty much my whole life. I started to take it more seriously a couple of years ago, and just try to grow my talent rather than just I guess being passive and drawing solely for fun or doodling whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have an Instagram page. My Instagram page is IGANANSI. That's spelled IGANANSI. And I just have always been in my mind a storyteller and a writer, and I just want to use my Instagram page to share what I have and I guess mark some of the progress. So today I'm redrawing a pick of Cyborg. The picture of Cyborg, I couldn't tell you what year the top picture is from, but I drew it a couple of years back, and I wasn't in love with it, so I never posted it. And I figured, get comfortable and redraw something now that I'm using digital tools, which I picked up. I want to say I picked up digital tools maybe a year and a half ago, little less than 2 years ago, maybe. And I'm just enjoying the process and how it enables you to grow and get more reps in as an artist than pen and paper would without having to, go buy Copics or anything like that. There is some quality to pen and paper that's just different. When you get the multi-liners going and the markers going, it's just a different aesthetic, but I am enjoying digital art space, and hopefully I keep growing as an artist here, and figure out where my ceiling is and keep pushing towards it.
Copics, huh? Well, I don't have
Oh boy,
Copics. I do have Blick markers, and they are the alternative to Copics. And I won't lie, this bag is full of sadness because I was going to go
Enjoy
very
dry.
heavy with. No, they didn't dry out. I was going to go very heavy with getting
Uh
back into like learning coloring and whatnot on physical media, and once I got my surface, yeah, that went out the window. I will
Listen,
do
man,
that. I will do that though, eventually.
that's I'd love to get nice with markers, but boy, them markers are expensive. And then learning to blend is its own beast because you like you put the dark color down and now you got to really work your way around figuring it out. You get the alcohol marker, try to fix it, but I'm a guy who likes to erase and likes to go back and touch stuff up. So I really do like. I don't have any pen marks or pencil marks on the page when I'm done with finished pieces on the digital space. So I'm enjoying myself over here. It'll be a little while before I go back to the markers and all of that punishing work.
Yeah, for a minute I just lost the reference to what I wanted to redraw. Found it now. Yeah, there we go. And I'm excited actually. Now that I've gotten a little more confident with doing my digital lining, I definitely want to go back and start redrawing a lot of my old sketches. Again, the reference I'm using tonight is a picture. Literally watched Yu Yu Hakusho, literally the Dark Tournament. Yu Yu Hakusho's in my top 5 favorite animes of all time.
And it better be. That's the only right answer. And it better be.
It better be. And it was literally the scene right where Hiei performed a technique called the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and it was probably the most hype.
Against the fire user?
What was this? Hero Zero?
Zero, yeah.
Yeah. And they probably spent all their budget on that one scene.
Yep, they went crazy. They went crazy.
They went ham.
The art style changed. Everything was more elastic. I think the point was really to sell the movement, but they went absolutely crazy when they did a Dragon of the Darkness Flame the first time. And it was wild because Hiei was pretty much out. Not out, but he was weakened for the rest of the tournament because it took such a toll, so it wasn't free either.
No, it wasn't. So, we'll see. I'm just trying a few different random techniques that I've been YouTubing with fleshing out when I'm doing a redraw of something I've already done. So I'm just trying to do that little silhouette or the dummy.
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm just trying to see if I can match what I drew before. So
actually, talk to me about that. We discussed that in private one time, and I never thought to think. I just never even stopped to think about how people approach it differently. So when you start in a piece, how do you start? Like, what's the first thing you get down?
Well, the funny thing is, I used to be weird, actually. So this is going to help me get into my flow, actually. Let me just demonstrate. So what I used to do is, and a lot of people used to yell at me in high school because I was that kid who played Yu-Gi-Oh! I would cut class, not condoning cutting class, but I would cut class. The only class I went to was Spanish class and art class. And
I'm telling
you. And people would criticize me because I used to start all my drawings with the eyeballs, and I think that was just a habit I had when I was drawing Sonic a lot. And
okay.
So I would start, I do the eyes, boom, boom, and people would yell at me. It was like, "Oh, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong." And I said, it helps me think. It helps me come up with the ideas. I'll go back and fix everything else later on. But I didn't worry about being accurate. I didn't worry about my circles being completely round, things like that. I was literally just piecing things together. But it always starts with the eyes because naturally, what do you do when you're having a conversation with anybody? You look at an animal that's chasing you down in the woods. You check, you stare into his eyes, right? So
are we good? You check the eyes. Always check the eyes.
Always check the eyes, except in those cases they said don't stare bulls in the eyes or whatever the case may be. You make them mad.
Well, if you're in that situation, it's too late for you already. You're gonna see what happens. It's a dub. Just figure it out.
But yeah, I used to just draw like this, and I used to start with the eyes, do the eyebrows and whatnot. I don't even think I'm sharing my screen with you, which is hilarious. Then
I got stream open. Don't worry about it. I see the work.
And that's just what I would do. I would start off that way, and again, I would refine it later on. Then I would draw pretty much the cheek, and drawing this way allowed me to stylize how I drew heads. But then there was a breakdown or a disconnect when I got to drawing the bodies and whatnot. There would always be a disconnect and whatnot.
Yep. You're telling my story right now.
So, and that's why I went back and I noticed a lot of my sketches from back in the day, I was only doing bust lines, profiles. Again, bust profiles, side views, but just primarily focused on the heads. The only characters I think I was confident drawing completely, and probably still to this day, are, Sonic characters.
I hear it.
Let me see. Again, this is just an exercise before I get started on my my redraw, and you
For
know,
me, I used to start off drawing eyes first too, and I think that's because my art background started when I was younger. I used to draw a lot, um, but when I got older and was, I guess, drawing whatever I wanted, I started drawing anime because Toonami was on TV, all that. So you
oh,
draw
of
what you see, and the
course,
thing that really drew me to art was anime. So big eyes is how anime starts. I'd always start with eyes, and I'm thinking about folders from when I was younger. You got the third grade folder. That's when Goku went Super Saiyan 3. All those things. So that you got the eyes first, and then you draw the hair immediately afterwards. So you get the eyes, and then you get like the little Dragon Ball hairline, and you start from there. So I go eyes, pretty much ears, chin, then go to hairline. And I always do the mouth last because that helped me get the expression out. But it got to a point where I realized that I was drawing heads that were too big for bodies, or they wouldn't match up properly, or whatever the case was. So I started to go down to the skeleton thing, and I never looked back. And my proportions still aren't perfect, but I'm working on it, and it's easier to see when something's off when you have something to work from rather than just, I guess, eyeballing it.
yeah. And I'm really messy when it comes to my lines, but I think a lot of people are that way. So I stopped stressing it. Uh,
Yeah,
but I can see through the mess, and I can see where I want to go with the image. So, oh
yeah, I
well,
hear it.
don't judge me.
I hear it.
And I always start off very large and then scale it down for certain parts. Uh,
Oh, that's another thing I love about digital art. I used to have a bad habit of drawing small because a lot of the time I spent drawing, I'd be drawing, again, this is not, I'm not condoning this. I would draw in class, I would draw on the corner of the paper, et cetera, et cetera. So I'd end up drawing small, but I never really corrected the habit because before a certain time, actually pretty recently, honestly, I, the idea of a finished work wasn't a thing. Like I wasn't drawing backgrounds and doing all the shading and whatnot. I was more or less just, just get my doodle off and move on and then do something else the next day because it's a new page of notes. So,
yep. It's the thing about line paper too. I love 5-star subject notebooks. I used to love drawing in
hey,
the college rule
we got some
lines.
we got some people in the Twitch chat. What's going on, y'all? Dub, I see you. Rob, Jiggity, how y'all doing?
I'm not even paying attention. I'm sorry. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hope everyone's well.
Don't mind me. But it is what it is. Um, I do want to get back into designing crazy hedgehogs. Like I think my favorite one. I don't know if you ever seen that anime series Scried. I loved
Right,
it.
I'm not familiar.
It was one of the early Adult Swim anime lineups, and
Oh, okay, okay.
I was in love with that show. Something about the
I was a
music.
youngin', man. I wasn't even on like that yet. I was a youngin'. I ain't had no
Oh yeah,
access.
your bedtime, right?
Yeah, listen, I was a baby. I ain't have nothing.
um, but yeah, the premise of the anime is probably irrelevant, but something happened. Everybody started developing powers. Think about quirks. I think it was actually quirks before quirks were a thing, and I guess the government was trying to control everybody who pretty much had. I think they were called alters, and the
Oh,
main
okay.
character was a ruffian. Stereotypical ruffian. Grew up on some wild island or in some wild conditions, and of
The
course,
hooligan of the class.
who do you think was his nemesis? What
Who?
type of character was that?
I don't know.
Well,
Shadow.
well, the character was like that royal or real smart imperial. So
Oh,
think Soul
okay.
bad
Yeah,
guy versus Kaikista and Guilty
yes,
Gear, and
yeah. The standard shown in red and blue.
yeah, and basically he had an altar that basically was like a puppet type character with blades. So I created two hedgehogs pretty much based off of both of them, and
Okay.
I used to love doing that, and I think a lot of people do that when it comes to fan art.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you're young.
They'll do turn their favorite anime character into like a hedgehog, or draw their favorite cartoon character, or even a celebrity as a Kingdom Hearts character and whatnot. And
You talking, you talking to me. I can never get that art style down though. But Kingdom Hearts was definitely one of my favorites when I was younger.
well, you already know my secret. I've never played that game. Always wanted to. It's just everybody spoke it up so much, so it turned me off. And the same thing happens with TV shows. I don't like watching a lot of TV shows when people are overhyping it. You know, Breaking Bad was one of them. Dexter was the first one that I finally got a chance to watch because it was 6 years after they
Was it
finished
good?
it.
I never watched it.
Dexter was really, really good. The problem was before I got to the last two seasons, somebody spoiled what happens to X, Y, and Z, and it made me not want to watch the rest of the series. I was so
Mm,
pissed off.
they all died, huh?
I
I don't
can't
know
I
anything
can't
about
say.
Dexter, y'all. I'm just talking.
Uh,
I don't know anything.
So, um, see, I'm going a little too ham. We're trying to prove a point with this hedgehog thing. Um, but yeah, right now I'm just fooling. I just want to get an idea real quick. Do you rotate your canvas a lot, or do you just?
It depends. It depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I rotate the canvas for a specific angle. I will say I am not as diligent with my exercises as I'm supposed to be. You get on me for that, but usually
Ooh.
if I'm rotating the canvas, it's probably for a specific angle or try to add some like some sense of movement to a picture or something, but not too often.
Mm.
I do move the picture a lot though. That's something I definitely do. I move in and out to make sure things look good, from different distances on the picture because you might draw a picture up close the entire time, but no one's ever going to see it up close except you.
Yep.
Because when you post it, when you print it, whatever the case is, um, it's just going to be huge. So
Yes, I don't like that. Let's see, zero shouldn't be right there. No, I remember. I used to always spin my paper around, or like I used to actually rip the pages out of my sketchbooks. People would cringe when I would do that. I didn't like how hard it was. 'Cause I needed the book flat. I needed the book really flat, and
mm-hmm.
I used to buy the cheap sketchbooks. You know, the ones that did flip all the way around with the spirals. I used to buy the cheap ones that didn't have the perforation, so you couldn't just tear them out. So you were stuck with this messy Bart
Oh,
Simpson
got you,
haircut.
got you, got you. I'm
So,
dead.
so it's
He
uh,
said the Bart Simpson
so I
cut.
used to tear
That's
my
funny.
pages out, and I would spin the paper around constantly. But then I learned the hard way. This is way, way later. I discovered that you can use a piece of paper to prevent you from smudging your pencil work, and
Mm.
I'm so mad because I used to end up throwing out a lot of my artwork because they were too messy. You know, a month down the road, I didn't know how to keep them. I was heavy-handed too with the pencil. I didn't know how
Yeah,
to keep them
same.
from smudging and becoming a complete charcoal mess. And oh, and
Yeah, see that's another thing. My mom draws as well. She always said you can't be too heavy-handed on the paper. And the problem was like it would mess up my approach. So a lot of the bad habits that I built after years of not listening and doing what you're supposed to do in terms of drawing, the one section, one direction for coloring, this, that. A lot of those things can kind of get circumvented on digital. So I'm definitely enjoying the freedom of kind of be able to create what I want more or less without the limitations and restrictions that used to plague me. So
yeah, well, it's crazy. My daughter doesn't know, but I plan on getting her the. I think the Huey has a small, tiny little. I think it's called the Deco Pad. It's something real cheap. I see that they're doing math because she's learning remote, and she's
mm-hmm.
using our mouse to write her math equations out. And I'm like, you know what? She needs to get a touch device. You know,
That's
she
trash.
start off where I was, and get
Right.
her a non-display little $30 one, and because she always wants to draw my Huey on of the canvas, and you already know,
You gotta
like,
tell her get up out of here.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
tell her
got
get up out of here.
it. I
I
will,
love you, but that ain't it.
supervised, but and in my surface, I'm a little more easy to let that go. Um, there's a little secret story. I used to have the Nvidia Shields, that first handheld they came out with, and I came home from
Mm.
work one time, and that screen was busted. And ever since then, I've been a little paranoid with She's older
I
now.
hear
She's
it.
a lot
I hear
older
it.
now, but just certain things,
Can't get it out your head though. You
yeah.
stuck now.
And I'm gonna get her on
She was
that
a baby,
though.
but that was gonna stick. Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
When I was younger, there was a the book fairs and whatever. There was a book fair, and there was a how to draw anime book, right?
Yeah.
And my foolish not knowing anything self, I think I was in like elementary school. I didn't understand that this was actually um, for digital programs. So it's telling you how to use digital programs, and it's like in the thing that said what you need. I'm thinking they're gonna say pen, pencil, paper, maybe a ruler. They're like, what you'll need a dual monitor setup. You'll need this graphics card. I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna just do it without any of that. Needless to say, it did not go very far, but it was always trending toward this. So I'm glad I'm finally here. But I didn't want the what's it called, the no screen touchpad. I considered getting one of those for digital art because I wasn't sure I was going to get the iPad at first. But the only reason that I got the iPad is my mom she had the same program.
Yeah.
So I just used her iPad early on, and I got exposed to the Procreate program that way. But I was gonna get one of the screenless ones. When I saw how expensive those things were relative to the iPad, I was like, well, I'm not doing professional work as of now, and I can use the iPad for iPad stuff as well. Might as well get the iPad. So I just settled here.
True.
I might make a change in the future though. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sold. I know I like digital art, but I don't know which is best. So I might end up over where you guys are at any minute now.
Well, I'm nowhere, so you have plenty of time to jump over a tiny little crack in the distance between us if you think there's any.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But and again, I tell people too, you can really, if you've seen a non-display bamboo, because I started with the bamboo fun. That was the first one they had. It was a real wide. It was like a 1x1 type tablet, and the USB cable on it was so trash. But it got me where I needed to go. And I used to say, "Oh, I'm never going to be able to draw with this thing because I need to see what I'm doing." You'll be surprised at how fast you can get your hand-eye coordination. Yeah, and I was pumping out some nice things back then. Again, it was enough for me to get my Sonic OCs going.
How long you been on digital for, as a matter of fact?
I played around with digital, so high school was 2007, 2005 I started digital, and I didn't really understand which programs to use, and I was using some of the most budget Corel or whatever applications that came with the computer at that time. And
right, I get you.
I saw the Bamboo Fun, and I started playing around with that back then. And then I would go off and on with pencil and paper because I refused to let myself believe that digital was the way. And I used to have this naive mindset that digital art was cheating.
That's cheating. Yep,
It's
I know
cheating.
it. I know it.
So I stopped. I put it down, and then I started doing more sketches. And then the story of my life was I let technology take over, so I stopped drawing completely. So I will say I had a solid year of doing digital art before I gave up art completely, because I think that was just me trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, you know. And it's just I didn't know. That's the thing. And then again, I don't get paid. I'm not a professional artist. I'm just doing it. It's meditative for me. I've done a few commissions like in the years that I've been drawing, but nothing to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna refer him to you know,
anything crazy.
Yeah, you know, I can't even think of a company right now. You know, he's not gonna be a game designer or a character concept creator. I never knew how to get into that stuff, so I dropped it. And I was able to do tech stuff way quicker. I felt like I was expanding quickly with tech and repair stuff than I could with art, and that growth, I guess, short-sighted me. And I was in that mindset where I just wanted things to come easy, and nothing comes easy because even in the tech path, things were real tough. And I don't know, I just felt like something was missing, you know. This pandemic definitely woke me up, though. You know,
I definitely hear that. Yeah, I've drawn more in the past couple months and produced more in the past couple months than I have anywhere else. I can't even share most of what I've done because it's like private projects. I got a comic I'm working on and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can't share it until things are properly in the place they're supposed to be. But
yeah,
pandemic definitely a lot of time at home definitely give you the opportunity to get your art stuff together in a way that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, so that Yu Yu Hakusho redraw is probably gonna be dubbed tonight because I'm vibing. I'm vibing with this now. So I'll do that the next time. I really want to get a redraw of that though. Probably gonna have to shrink that down. What was your most frustrating experience doing any type of art? You know, if you could think back in recent months.
Actually, it kind of connects exactly to digital art because, like I said, I feel like art is always kind of called to me because I've always had I saw the stories on TV, I saw the cartoons on TV, and I always knew that I wanted to do something similar.
Yeah.
And the problem was that the images I had in my head and what I was trying to convey, I didn't have the skills to create. And I feel like digital art gets me closer to that reality because you don't have to deal with so many of the shortcomings of your own shortcomings, really, because it's not the pen and the paper's fault. You got to deal with more of your own artistic shortcomings when you don't know how to do things. So, like, being able to distort images, being able to, draw the same thing 50 times without rubbing a hole in the paper when you erase, et cetera, gives you an opportunity to get close. Gives me an opportunity, at the very least, to get closer to what I'm envisioning in my mind.
Yep.
And the frustration used to be like, it was tough because I would sit there and I'd look at the page and like it was okay, but it wasn't what I was thinking, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So like, I know what I'm trying to do, but I don't know how to do it. And the worst thing in the world, and I'm sure other people can agree, is when you're drawing something, especially as a young artist, and someone goes, "What is that?" and they can't tell. Boy, that joint
That's
used to
disheartening.
boy, that joint would eat him. Oh my goodness, it would irk me terribly. So there's much less "what is that" now. And part of that, I think, is because of digital art. So
Yeah.
that's probably one of the most frustrating things, but also one of the things that really hooked me on digital art.
Yeah.
There's no more. What's that? People know now.
Oh, sorry. I re-enabled the comments on Instagram. I didn't realize the comments are disabled by default. So if anybody was trying to leave a comment on Instagram, you can DM me and cuss me out. I deserve that. And what's up, everybody? I'm sorry, I didn't even read the Twitch chat. Hope everybody's good. We got Delta Tango Mike, Dan the Man with the plan. My man Prestonification. Oh, we got Rob. Rob's in here. You're what's up?
Rob Jiggity.
I Can W. I hope I'm saying that right. What's up?
That's my boy Wesley. What's going on, Wesley?
What's up, Wesley? Oh, I'm jealous. I like that name. Like, I'm mad. My name is literally 3 DC characters, and I gotta say this every time. I didn't realize somebody brought it up that my middle name, because I go by my middle name. For those who don't know, Preston's my middle name. Prestonification is the play off of my middle name. I don't really like my first name, so you know what? Guess what? You're not gonna find that out now.
Secret files.
Secret files. Yep. But my first name is a DC character. He's a red character that moves really, really fast. You just got to figure out which one. You got to figure out which one.
That barely narrowed it down. That is 52 different people.
Yep. And my middle name, Preston, Clayface. At least
you know that.
Look it up. I think it's Preston Payne. He's one of the Clayface. And then Slade. My last name is Slade. So Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. So I love bringing that up.
Slade is a super tough name.
Who is Slade? Teen Titans. And I'm mad that I didn't know who Slade was until Teen Titans. So.
I mean, he wasn't Slade until Teen Titans either. He was Deathstroke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they couldn't call him Deathstroke on TV because Death in the kids' cartoon, so they had to change his name. But they changed his name and it sounded better in my opinion because Slade is ominous. It doesn't. Deathstroke has that 80s, late 80s, early 90s, edgelord comics feel to it.
Yeah.
Like I can see all the the pouches and the big guns and the 50 swords when I picture the name Deathstroke. But Slade, I think. And they, marginally changed the character, but they took him in a real cool direction. Because I still prefer that Deathstroke to the one that I've seen other places. But that could be nostalgia too.
What's hilarious is they were worried about like the names, but he was literally beating the brakes off of Robin when he was hallucinating. Remember? And
yeah, I remember that one. Robin was going crazy. He had the mask. He put the hallucinogen in the mask, and Robin was going crazy. That episode was tough. I was like, my boy's going through it, and I'm afraid. I don't know what's going on. And I thought it was because of, what's it called? I thought it was like a Red X kind of deal. Where, remember when Red X came back when Robin was on the team?
Yeah.
I thought it was that kind of situation where, like, something is happening, but everybody's just kind of doubting you. But, nah, he was just going through it.
Who is Slade? I'm going to keep saying that.
Teen Titans, that was the one, boy.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling Go, but I see the reason it exists. My daughter.
I get it.
My daughter loves Teen Titans Go. But I think we were talking the other day, right? You said that was like a start of cartoons were trending in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing. I think it's anybody who's a fan of stuff in that space. You keep, there are a whole bunch of cancellations, and you wonder what the basis of the cancellation is. I do not like the shape of this eye. You wonder what the basis of the cancellation is. And over and over again, the answer seems to be that the shows that have more adult themes or more mature themes are not selling toys in the way that other cartoons are.
Yeah.
The only reason that's frustrating is because, like, how do you sell toys from when Robin had a mental break and Slade used hallucinogens to drive him further crazy and beat the brakes off him, but without actually being there? Like, what toy do you put for that episode? When Terra dies, what toy do you put for that episode? It's not the same thing as, like, you know, like I've seen Batman. I think it's the Brave and the Bold. I've seen toys from Batman, the Brave and the Bold, because they'll put a suit on, a new suit every couple episodes, or
I
they'll
used
team
to
up with
hate those
somebody and
Batman
have some new
toys.
stuff. Yes, I'm not gonna slander Batman. It's not the time. We're not gonna get there.
Yeah, he's got a contingency against that.
I'm a Marvel person. Just for clarity, letting everybody know what the team is. But yeah, I don't. Avatar's another one, or Young Justice. If you're
Oh
looking for
man.
those stories, those comics, those cartoons, whatever the case is, to sell a lot of toys, you're not understanding that they're story driven in a way that other shows are not. So you should probably compare it more to the Flash on CW than you're comparing it to whatever other kid show is selling bundles and bundles of merchandise.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's the same kind of thing. The people appreciating it are not buying toys in the same way.
Yep.
But whenever you go to a Comic-Con or other cases, you see that those shows have had a meaningful impact. So it just sucks that they can't survive because of the business model.
I did buy a lot of Dragon Ball toys. All the McDonald's commercials or whatever the commercials were. Definitely bought a lot of those. So.
Well, this is something. That makes sense. I'm not surprised by that. I'll say it that
What
way.
you said, I didn't know until you mentioned it. He's like, "Hey, can you remember what age were you when you realized that they were using these shows to sell toys?" I was like,
primarily is
I was in my
avenues to sell
20s.
merchandise.
I was in my 20s when I found this out. So,
Yeah, it's rough, but I think with streaming services, as problematic as that whole situation is, they're getting more and more into shows that get to stay for their own merit. Because I think those shows bring fans, and I think they're being seen for what they're doing in terms of story and art and stuff like that. So that's cool.
yeah. What series are you watching right now? I think you were in Jujutsu Kaisen. I think you were watching.
Yeah, I'm reading Jujutsu Kaisen more than I'm watching. I mean, My Hero Stan. Um, that show it's just so good. What else am I watching right now? I'm trying to think. I do a lot of reading, just because when I watch with subs, and I end up trying to draw while I'm watching the show with subs and don't know what's happening anymore. So a lot of Shonen Jump stuff. Kaiju number 8 is one of my favorites. I like One Punch Man. As Yusuke Murata's art is insane. Solo Leveling I was reading for a while. What else am I reading? Just a little bit of everything, What about you?
Well, you already know I've acquired. We don't talk about Fight Club. I've been reading the Yu Yu Hakusho series over again. I actually started rereading Genesis, just because I felt like when I was reading it, I was looking more at the art than I was actually paying attention to the story, and that didn't do it any justice. And that's really about it. I've been watching Family Matters. A lot of people laugh at me for saying I've been watching a lot of Family Matters again on Hulu. But as far as series is concerned, I haven't really been up to date with a lot of things. I've been watching a lot more live action stuff. So along with Family Matters, been watching Buffy, and a lot of these series have been remastered poorly though, because these series were designed with the I think 4:3 aspect ratio in mind, or at least they edited it for 4:3, so they were able to get away with leaving certain things in the scene upon shooting the raw footage, like boom mics.
Oh, gotcha.
There were several episodes of Buffy and
that's hilarious.
What's the other show I said? Family Matters. You can see the boom mics on stage just because they try to
That's
format it for HD. Somebody recommended, I believe, yeah, it was in the sketch and draw. I should watch this series. I think it's In the Long. I don't know if it's called In the Long Run. It has basically it's a comedy series with Idris Elba in it. So that's queued up. So I'm gonna have to watch
Not
that
familiar.
next. Well,
sounds good.
So anything with Idris Elba, I'm pretty fond of. I think he's a pretty good actor. I didn't know him to be a funny guy, so if this is a comedy, I'm curious to see.
I've only seen him be funny in one thing. It was in The Office, where his humor was just a lack of patience for the nonsense that happened every day, which was funny to me, but I don't know what to make some, a comic,
The next thing I think I'm watching, or at least I have the Star Wars movies queued up. Oh, The Office. I've watched The Office. Are you talking about the original one or the North American
The
version?
American one. I haven't watched the English one yet.
Oh, um, I don't know. I feel like The Office. I don't know what series it was, but it was pretty much the end of the simulated audience laugh. I think they started getting rid of that, and and a lot of people don't realize that they've removed the audience laughing from a lot of these
You know what
shows.
show makes it painfully apparent that there's an audience laugh?
But
The Big Bang Theory. I was watching it and somebody commented on the audience laugh, and I could never see it the same again after that because I couldn't stop hearing it.
but you need it sometimes. If a show is well written enough, you won't notice that it's artificially put in.
Yeah, I don't particularly mind it. Like I never noticed anything about it to take offense to, really. Um, but yeah, you definitely hear it after somebody points it out to you. It's one of those things that kind of like I guess your suspension of disbelief allows you to ignore it, and then when somebody comments, you're like, oh damn, I never noticed.
Let me mute myself real quick. Okay. I'm gonna be listening if you want to keep saying.
Um, but yeah, I don't know what else I'm watching right now. I'm rereading Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero. I think both of those guys are examples of where shonen manga specifically has come, because what's interesting about reading their work is that they definitely, you can tell that they have been influenced deeply by the big three of old, and their works can be read as a response to those works. So they're interesting, reflections and responses to the tropes of old shonen that makes this writing better. And I think that shared experience makes it so that the writing hits at a slightly deeper level because you know where things are going. So when somebody subverts something, it means something because the genre has been solidified more than it had been before. Because I guess before, like the era of like Naruto and Bleach and stuff, it's pretty much mostly just, there were other things, but like popular shonen was pretty much defined solely by Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
So now that there's other stuff, you can, there are moments where you know what the reference was and you know why what happened here is more interesting or less interesting. For example, like My Hero spoilers from like 2 seasons ago, like when they kidnapped Bakugo and tried to convert him. Like, yeah, we saw Sasuke retrieval, and we know what this looks like. And the rival character doubled down on his values as opposed to switching sides for power, which I thought was cool.
Yep.
So yeah,
So,
definitely big enjoying that one.
hey, what's up, Odari? Oh, I appreciate that. Tell your son I'm struggling right now. So if he has any pointers for me, I can definitely use some. It's been a while since I'm monitoring my Sketchable backups right now because I have my Sketchable app set up so that um, where I leave my desktop, everything that I worked on is synced to my Surface. It's not a supported feature. It's not a feature that they have. I don't know if they're gonna put it in yet. I will recommend that they have something similar to the Adobe. Granted, it's costly. Servers and whatnot are costly. Um, but I have my own sync setup going on where, like, as I'm drawing right now, I can see that it's actively updating the layer files. This is what led to my catastrophic loss of things because I love to tinker. Something freaky happened while I was editing or changing something, and that's how I lost that work I was working on. Um, but I'm not gonna go into details with that because that's embarrassing for me. Um, but
Tragic.
I get to jump right back on. I get to jump on my Surface as soon as I'm done, and I can pick up where I left off. So if I'm laying in the bed and I don't feel like sitting up and I want to lay down, I can do some doodling. I usually do some flat color work or some cell shading in bed. I'm just trying to come up with a weird hand thing, and I have no clue. So let me start over. Ooh.
Something I don't know what I was doing the other day. But somebody, oh, it was Twitter was discussing Sonic Adventure 2, the art,
Yeah.
and that art has always been striking to me. And it's cool when you see, I don't know how to say this properly, but I guess when it's cool when you see traits and ideas from the source material baked into the art. So Sonic Adventure 2 poses, Sonic's poses always had a roundness to them. And people were making fun of how ridiculous the pose was, but the pose was fire for Sonic because A, he has like, the almost Steamboat Willie-ish arms, kind of like long noodles. And Sonic, rolls into the ball when he's going super fast. So the roundness to the pose kind of gave it a sense of motion, almost like he was like leaning forward, which fits for Sonic and stuff like that. So it's cool when you can see, I guess, ideas baked into, subtly baked into an image that you understand but never consciously were aware of until somebody points it out.
Yep. And
I always liked Sonic. I just never got to like it properly. There was no games or nothing.
no games.
Nah, no games. No.
No games.
I tried a bunch of times, but chasing Sonic Adventure 2 battle kind of stuff was a difficulty. I guess I didn't try to appreciate the games for what they were by themselves, in part. So,
what's up, Too Tall? How you doing tonight, man?
Yo, what's going on, Trent? Hey, my fiance's watching. Hi, babes. You commented the office. I see you. I love you.
I didn't even catch that. I thought that was Rob because of the colors.
Nah, that's Brittany.
How you doing, Britt?
Hi.
Aww. All right, I got the hand kind of where I want it, so I'll do a basic silhouette of things. Tell me what you like about Procreate. What's your favorite aspect of it, other than it being the leading? What makes it a go-to app for you?
I'm a little bit of a Luddite in terms of really knowing tech well, so I'm taking it piece by piece, and I guess just using the aspects of it that apply to me directly at that moment. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate. I know that it's still being developed. I know that it's still receiving features. So I appreciate that there's constant feedback. There's very much a community online of people who, comment in forums on Apple and stuff like that to let people know what's going on, how to do different things. Yeah. And it seems to be, it's not Clip Studio Art, which I know that other creators use a lot and swear by, but it definitely has a little bit of everything. So like the last major update added animation. So eventually I could get into animation when I'm not so much of a punk. And I can sit myself down and have a conversation about not expecting an anime quality animation the first time I try.
Yeah.
But, they got animation in there now. There's an animation guide to help you. So there's this thing, if I understand how it works correctly, you use two different images and it kind of helps you to get between image A and B. So you don't necessarily have to do every individual frame itself. It'll help you figure out how to animate a little bit better, which makes it easier for novices to really get into it. Just a pretty positive experience so far. You can find brushes online for free. The community shares brushes and stuff like that. And I have not yet cracked the ceiling of what this can do. So I'm excited to keep trying and, learn the program and learn what I'm capable of artistically. And then, seeing my ideas come to fruition in this space has been pretty cool. So I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, we got Uni Kitty God in the house.
Sorry, I'm not looking. I need to look. There we go. Yeah, the thing I like about digital art the most is it's very forgiving.
Hold on 1 second. I lost your feed. Hold on. Let's see. Where are you?
Is that me or was that you?
That was you. I lost your feed. You wanna?
Should I go back and share again?
Are you still sharing or no?
It looks like I am. Yeah.
All right, so I'll back out. That's on me then. I'll take care of that.
Are you sure?
Nope,
I can help
you. Yeah, you're not streaming anymore. Go ahead and reshare.
Okay.
Messing up the let me stop. You're messing up the rotation, man.
Oh no.
Your data cap's up? iOS finally turned against you?
Nah, I'm straight. We here. I should be back here in a second.
There you go.
I'm good. They didn't tell me to get out of here.
You Gucci. Alright, we get the pop-up going up again. And you got your iPad screen. Be careful what you show. You live with that.
Yeah, I'm back on the page. I'm good.
All right.
I feel like it's lagging because I'm back in Procreate, but it's not showing. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
There we go. But yeah, very forgiving interface, and just helping me do what I want to do right now. Maybe later on, as I get more adept at the program and better as an artist, I'll start to see, I guess, where the limitations are. But right now, I'm comfortable, and it's helping me do what I want to do. So I'm having a good time.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, man.
I'm not loving his eye.
I'm just in love with just the speediness and the responsiveness of this app. That's all it was. Again, I'm not looking to create an anime series or a manga out of here, but we were talking
Why
in the
not though? But why not though?
but why not take my ideas further,
Yeah,
right?
but why not? Yeah, but why not?
My mama said my mama said um I was thinking about it. We were talking in the Discord, the art and the sketch and draw Discord, and actually I think Tom mentioned it. They should add a feature where you can actually make the sketchbooks, because they call the basically what you're drawing in is a journal, and a journal is basically just
Mm-hmm.
represents a virtual sketchbook. They should have an ability to export to PDF each individual page. So if I'm doing a comic or a rough draft of a comic, and I could just export it as a PDF, or if I have my own printer, whatever, boom, start printing the pages out of the sketchbooks, that'd be amazing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking about, again, I still have to learn how to do real character development, storytelling and things like that. I'm not really good at that, you know. I know how to read.
Well,
I'm just not a strong reader. Meaning I'm not reading
yo,
all the
why
time.
isn't it going?
Uh
Wait, yo,
oh.
am I on?
Nope.
Is it telling me to get out of here? What happened?
Ooh, no, it's me. I'm watching you. I got
Oh,
you.
okay.
Let me
Wanted to make sure I'm not messing up the stream. I'm a guest here. I could get kicked out. I could get in trouble.
oh. Well, it's loading now, so we'll see.
All right, cool. This eye is giving me trouble.
Yeah, this eye is giving me trouble. You just thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, this joint is. I don't know how to get it. It's not the right. Not the right expression.
There we go. You know what? Let's make him a little more anonymous. So I noticed the main thing. I said anonymous. Yeah, you're dropping out.
Wait, why?
I
What
don't
do you
know.
mean? Hmm.
I
I
told you.
wonder why.
It's that Apple tax.
It might be telling me get out of here for real. For real. Hold on.
Yep.
Quit. Let me see. Let me see. I wonder why. They're not messing with me anymore. I don't know what that is.
Don't worry. You'll figure it out. If you need a relog, you can go
Yeah,
ahead and do that.
hopefully. I
Yeah.
don't see why it keeps stopping. Okay, I think I'm here.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I hope I'm here. People watch me do nonsense for an hour. I would hate the part where the picture come together go away. That would suck.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Back.
There we go. I'm good.
Yep. You're back and you're back and you're backity back. Cause you back.
All right,
Cause you
cool.
back.
Here we go. Hopefully it don't kick me again.
All
But
right.
we will see.
I'm gonna start refining some of these things. I dabbled too long in the rough sketching portion of things. Oh,
Oh, listen.
you got dropped again.
What the hell is that? I wonder why.
You want to disconnect and reconnect?
Yes. I just back out of
Yeah.
what's it called altogether?
Yep.
Discord.
Mhm.
All right. I will be back.
I'll see you shortly. So what I noticed with as he gets himself situated, I noticed a lot of Sonic characters when they want to draw them mean or whatever the case may be, or angry or just overall evil, they would draw the iris, yeah, the iris on the lower section of I guess the McDonald's symbol eyeballs they have. Um, you know what? Let's give him that perspective. We're gonna do that because I don't want it to be flat. That's what you really have to do is just add a little bit, delete a little bit. But yeah, they would draw the iris at the bottom of his little golden arch, one giant eyeball thing. Um, oh, I locked you out, bro. I got you. Just join general chat. It's like going to your car for something. You locked your keys in the house. Welcome to the ward. Maybe we got a little technical difficulties. Let me know if you got a pulse.
Yo,
There you go. You back. 'Cause-
yo.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, think my Wi-Fi is going crazy right now.
Ew, Wi-Fi. No, I'm messing with you, man.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I still hear you.
All right, let me see if I can get back in here without getting kicked.
Yeah, I don't want you to get clapped,
And
man.
yeah, facts, Trent. He's kicking me because I asked too many questions. I know what happened.
Hey, Trent, when you gonna start getting into drawing? I feel like you've come up with some pretty interesting subjects. All right, let's do the pop out.
Now we don't need no more DBZ fan art. Keep that over there.
It's always welcome,
IG got
man.
enough. We ain't coming for that.
You're always welcome, bro.
Nah, I do think it's a hobby everybody should give at least a chance.
Yep. You know, it's like writing in a diary, except you're more open about sharing your diary to the world. Because even if you're drawing an existing IP or whatever, it kind of it expresses more or less what's in your mind at the time. You're pretty much conveying what you see and what you enjoy in your own way. Even if you're trying to copy something, um, you know, you're looking at an image right there. You're going to grab from that image based on your mind state. You know, you could take whatever
Right.
you were disciplined in. You could take whatever you've acquired through studies, and your current mind state's going to alter the result of your image. So I think everybody can do
Yeah,
it,
no two artists make the same picture, even if they're building from the same picture.
except me, because I copy and paste. Let me
I'm
stop.
dead.
Yeah.
Listen, there are art thieves out there. It is a real thing.
Yep.
It's something you gotta be prepared for if you're sharing art.
Yep.
Mostly,
So,
I find that the IG art space is really cool, though. You know, people are supportive. And people are willing to,
oh, we
I
got.
haven't seen any hate so far. So
Yep. And that's the whole point, though. You want to just keep it positive, keep it, inspiring. You know.
yeah, definitely. And you run into a lot of cool ideas. Like everything's not going to get published. Everything's not going to get put in, on TV. So you run into a lot of cool stuff that you might not have seen otherwise just by being in the space and being available. Some of my favorite artists are Instagram artists at this point. So, and I hold them in the same regard I hold, Toriyama and Jim Chung and professional, all the professionals in because they're professionals too. They just work in different spaces. So a bunch of those guys I really regard highly.
Yep. I still can't get over the whole static thing. I think I'm ecstatic over static. I'm still ecstatic over that.
First of all, Nick Draper Ivy is ridiculous. Everything he does is fire. But seeing him, because, if you followed him for a little while, he was doing static fan art. And then seeing him do static fan art, and then seeing DC and Milestone see that, reward that, and then give him the keys, it's been fantastic. And every couple of days he drops a new, I guess it's not fan art anymore because he's a professional.
It's a
Drops a
nugget.
new piece from one of the old characters you might have forgot about if you haven't watched in a while. And it's all just very good. I'm glad that he's getting a chance to do that.
I cannot wait. Um,
That's a fact.
and I did read, they're saying that it takes place during the Black Lives Matter,
Does it? Okay.
yeah, or it's going to have a connection to it. At least that's from what I
That's
was
in line
reading.
though, because Static Shock has always been a socially aware series, and the cartoon even had real notes of social commentary in them. Um, talking about I guess gang culture in Detroit at the time, talking about the lack of opportunities in the city and how people could be drawn to that, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see in a more, I guess, openly political climate what the discussion will be and which characters represent what and all those things.
Yep.
And the designs are all ridiculous. He has an Ebon piece he did a long time ago. It was ridiculous. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm proud.
Yeah, I think it's Nick Draper Ivy, Nik Draper Ivy. Crazy. There's a lot of guys who are similarly ridiculous online doing fantastic stuff. So Saturday AM got some fantastic artists. Brooklyn Tengu's another fantastic artist. I love his work. I just commissioned a piece from him recently. I should be getting it back soon for him to redraw one of my characters. I love his styles, like Fist of North Star, super macho action hero,
Yep.
martial
Baki the
artist kind of deal.
Grappler.
Yeah, that kind of deal. He's probably the best. Like he probably does anatomy better than any other artist I'm familiar with on Instagram right now, because he really goes in depth into like the muscles and everything, and he'll draw every muscle on a character, and they'll just be hulking masses of power. Like his character design is pretty cool, and the anatomy on all of them is ridiculous. He has a series coming out too. It's about bodybuilding, Diabolical. I don't know when it's supposed to drop, but the character is really cool. Plexus, Chalks, whole bunch of cool guys on there.
Oh yeah, gonna give him the. This is something I always have trouble with when I'm holding a Chaos Emerald. I feel like Chaos Emeralds are harder to draw than anything else. Oh, you got dropped again.
Got cooked for what? I didn't even do nothing this time.
Hey, it happens, bro. It happens.
Man, this disrespect is intolerable.
And you're on Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens, man.
I wonder why it was cool for so long and then just dropped all at once. Somebody on there using the Wi-Fi for sure.
They're watching what's something that's hot right now? They're watching WandaVision right now.
That's another one. WandaVision is fantastic television, ladies and gentlemen. That is the one. If you're an MCU fan, definitely give that a shot. Do not let the aesthetic fool you. It is very, very good.
We also have trouble. I have trouble with foreshortening and things like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too.
I'm gonna start drawing some geometric shapes and just play around with that for like a week. Then draw a very crude hand. Uh, oh yeah, that's too big. Anybody else working on any projects tonight? Whether it be art related, programming, what you guys got in the works tonight? Anybody in the chat? Thing I got
I'm
going
gonna
right
try.
now. You gonna try?
I'm gonna try one last time. See if I can get respected. How did your streaming experience go? It went poorly because it stopped unexpectedly.
They're gonna say, "Are you on an Apple device? And are you on Wi-Fi?"
Are you on Wi-Fi? That's on you. Like I didn't come to you for you to disrespect me more. Okay.
And
Let me see what I can make happen.
okay, let me read some of these questions I skipped over. So Unikitty God says, "I like Cyborg too." So she's enjoying your Cyborg art. Yep.
Thank you very much.
That's Young Leezy, aka the Young Princess. We got Trent says, "When's Ebon?" He also has a question. He says, "What do you think makes someone a professional?"
Getting to the money. No,
Yeah,
honestly, I think it's having a quality of work that's sufficiently broad and sufficiently professional, for lack of a better word, that people are interested in constantly paying you for what you do. So even if you're somebody who's just doing commissions mostly, like I would say the constant commission work makes you professional.
yeah.
I would say that working for a company makes you professional.
Oh, there you go.
No, that was me. That was me. That was me. That
You
was me.
scared me for a minute.
No, that was me. That was me.
All right, let's see. We got. I don't know what I'm doing right now, so we're going to delete that. I am not doing this hand at all. Let me look at my hand real quick. All right, there we go. That's all you need. Actually, I'm going to exaggerate that a little bit.
Actually, now that we're here, is that something? What would you say you struggle to draw with the most?
Um, feet. It depends
Oh
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's yep.
it's feet. I overthink it sometimes,
Yeah,
and
definitely follow that one.
and yeah, don't mind me. I look crazy right now. So again, I'm gonna just rough that out, and then I can work with it. Uh,
Oh, and Trent, I would say, yeah, it's primarily the pay element, just because, like, and I guess it's a bit of a resume behind you. If you could be a master level artist who never does anything in a space where it involves anyone else. But if you publish your own series, I would argue that you're a professional at that point as well. I'm not sure specifically what I think about web comics and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you, but you know, the line is not so fine that or the line is not so meaningful that there isn't some overlap. Like there are people who have been professional and no longer professional, people who are sued up professional, et cetera, et cetera. So, if you're doing a bunch of commissions a year and you're making money off commissions, I call you professional. You got your comic going and you're, telling stories to people. I call you professional.
do I want him standing on anything? Well, my disclaimer is I am not a professional. However, I want to. I'm taking what I'm learning seriously, so I want to learn like I'm going to get paid for it, and whether or not I venture into
Yeah, agreed.
the business side of things, I'm going to continue to learn as such. As much as I can. If I'm gonna try to fit that time in, again, I already told you that I'm potentially going back to work in a few weeks, so I'm gonna see if I can still fit. I don't like that ear. I'm gonna see if I can still fit uh, my drawing exercises and like see if I can still maintain the frequency of which I draw, the times that I draw. Um,
I hear that.
yeah, I don't like that ear.
Yeah, my biggest, I guess, goal with art as of now, I saw Brittany a long time ago. Brittany's actually the reason I got back into art. She encouraged me to get back into it after I left it alone for a while. Um, the thing I want to do is I used to take doodles and treat them like finished pictures. So if something wasn't looking right or I wasn't really a fan of how it was going, I would remove that picture from my art book if I could,
Yeah,
or I just try to skip past it and not look. And I figured that the best way to get comfortable with my art and understanding myself as an artist, whatever the case was to make it so that share what you have. Like stop hiding the negative side of it. It's good,
yeah,
bad, it's all that. So share what you have and be proud of what you've done. So
yeah. Let me move
you
this
know.
guy up. Center him.
Well, I have a question because it just came up when I switched tools.
Uh,
How are you feeling about brush selection? And have you found a brush that I guess helps you convey your style in the way you like?
um. Well, I got to be careful because I can say, hey, because I honestly believe I'm still looking for my style. But if
I
I've
hear
come to
that.
terms with, oh, my style is a sketchy mess. I need to make sure it's as messy as a rough draft in a sketchbook. That's my style. I've created a pencil that this is one of them. This is a real nice textured pencil, but I've created a pencil that I usually use for roughing. Is it the pencil too? I name my pencils Pressels, so it's like Preston and then
I'm
Sill.
dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
egotistical. Um,
I'm weak.
So and I usually operate at a specific opacity normally. I don't know why I'm going so hard with it today, but nope, that's not it. Is it this pencil? It might be this one. Nope, that's not it. It's the second one. I gotta relabel these pencils. All right, drop that down. Excuse the French, because one of my pencils is named something funny, and I'm not gonna say it. But
Ooh, she gonna
ooh.
see it. Liza gonna see it.
So yeah, I have a pencil here and there that I gotta disable tilt. So I always forget to disable the tilt modifier on my pencils. But yeah, I have a few pencils that I use that I can get some real nice light lines with, or some sketchy lines with. Um,
Gotcha.
and I usually use that for the sake of roughing it out. Um, I think my roughs go a little deeper than they should. Um,
I hear that.
I remember the one picture I showed you. Was like, "That's a rough draft." I was like, "Yeah, that's a rough draft." Like,
Nah,
yeah,
that was not a rough draft.
that was a rough. That was definitely a rough
There was, there was
draft.
there was nothing rough about that draft. That was finished. It was just in sketch. It was just in sketch color. It just wasn't black lines.
It was a rough man. Um, let me just see if I can get his feet. See, you got me thinking about his feet now. I wonder what size shoe Sonic really is.
Shaq size.
He's a 17 in men's.
Facts. He's about 4 feet tall and size 17. 50% of his body is foot.
Yep. All right, let's delete that. All right, I'm gonna start doing some last minute, and then I'm gonna ink this real quick. Go a little darker with the lines. Give his shoes some. I also never knew where they got the inspiration for the adventure design of shoe. Like, were they looking at some Nike Max Air Max? And it's like,
I'm
oh,
pretty sure Nike dropped some Sonic shoes a couple years ago, like actual Sega licensed shoe that's supposed to be like Sonic shoe.
yeah.
I think it was Nike. I definitely saw it online. I don't know if it was Nike related or not though.
Mm. Because I was excited for the Pumas that were coming out to commemorate the movie. I can't even say that word.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I wanted those. I really wanted those. Just like how I wanted the J. Cole Pumas, the Dreamers. But they sold out in my size in like a matter of minutes. So I was like, oh, I guess everybody's a 10 and a half.
Yeah,
Everybody.
sneakers. That's not. If you're looking to get a specific sneaker, you're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to be prepared to cry. Okay, I tried it one time. I tried to get the PlayStation Paul George's. Woke up early and everything, and that joint was done in a minute. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not really into sneakers. The most expensive shoe I ever bought was $55. It was a pair of Nikes that I got to play DDR on the whim because my shoes literally ripped apart in the middle of a play
I'm
session.
dead.
So I went down to the Models and I spent $55 begrudgingly, so I can get back to playing. But I've never spent more than $55 on a pair of shoes, and I don't know if it's because all shoes pretty much, if they're comfortable, that's it. That's all I care about. I don't really care about the aesthetic that much, as long as that they can bend real easily, because that's one of the key elements of DDR. You got to be able to bend your the arch needs to be able to fold for you to hit some of the arrows when you're playing DDR, and
Okay.
um, yeah, uh, I've just never been a sneakerhead or anything like that, but I found out there's plenty of money to be made,
Oh
and
yeah, I'm not much of a sneakerhead, but I do like some shoes, but I'm not much of a sneakerhead. Um, and when I saw that I got up. I was like, okay, cool. Thinking they're just Paul Georges. They're not Jordans. Whatever. It should be fine. Man, them things were gone in a minute. I was like, okay, this is not for me. Let me just mind my business and go back to what I was supposed to be doing.
yep. All right, we're hitting the hour and a half mark. How do you
All
feel
right.
about what you've been working on so far?
Um, I'm all right for the time being. I didn't get much inking done, but this is
That's fine.
honestly standard to my process. I take a long time with everything.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not a race, When you're ready to get there, you get there. I feel like I race myself. Like I'm always racing with myself. It's like, oh, I've been doing this rough draft for 4 hours, you know. And then this is again, I've developed a level of confidence with digital art where I can try to do something from scratch all the way there without doing it on paper and pencil and paper, and then scanning it over. I'll actually start working directly on digital with a fresh idea.
I hear it.
And
I hear it.
let's get that going right there. Oh yeah, yeah. All the kids in the block
Before
are
we
gonna
get
want these.
before we get out of here, anybody got any more questions?
Yeah, I do. Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Bakugo a good character in My Hero? Yes or no?
Yes. No hesitation. Absolutely. Completely and totally yes.
I dislike Bakugo.
Don't worry, you're wrong. It's okay, and you can do better. Now, Bakugo is interesting because of, like I said, I think newer anime was not always in a position to have work that was self-referential. And these anime are referencing other anime in major ways and plot lines and the way that things develop, whatever, because it's now sturdy enough in the mainstream, at the very least, to have tropes attached to it
Yeah.
that people can recognize from other audiences. Bakugo is interesting to me because Bakugo is a rival, and it's the standard red and blue, and I think Yu Yu Hakusho did it first, as far as I'm aware, at the very least. It took the red-blue rivalry and inverted it, because Yusuke has the red-blue rivalry, and he'd be the red with Hiei,
Yeah.
and Hiei would be the blue, but Yusuke is also Kuwabara's blue to Kuwabara's red.
Yeah.
So it shows that there's layers to characters. Bakugo has a lot of similarities with, I forget which YouTuber it was. It might have been Mother's Basement. I'm not certain, but it was comparing. People compare Naruto and early My Hero a lot, but they were calling Deku Green Naruto because he wants to be the best.
Believe it.
Bakugo is more Naruto than Deku is, and seeing him be a talented version of Naruto who is literally looking to seek validation through his accomplishments, and seeing how that plays off to the other people. I remember when Naruto was an annoying little brat in the beginning, and Bakugo is that annoying little brat, but he's talented. So him having that inferiority complex where he needs to prove everything all the time doesn't hit the same as Naruto, who was never good at anything. So it's just an interesting comment on that inferiority complex. It's almost like Vegeta-esque. It's almost Naruto-esque.
Yeah.
But it's from the lens of somebody who's at the other end of the ire. It's not self-motivated yelling to pump yourself up. It's disrespecting people around you and being combative all the time when it isn't necessary and all these other things. So I think Bakugo is really good, and I think Bakugo's character arc is still evolving even in the manga, but I think it took a very interesting turn when him and Deku had their fight. And Deku realized what drove Bakugo to behave the way he did. And then when they showed that Deku and Bakugo are two different halves of the persona of All Might, I thought it was very good. So I like Bakugo a lot. He's yelling, he's annoying, but if you pay attention beyond the first couple screens, I think you can see that there's an interesting character in there somewhere.
Yeah.
People be hating now. Trent, one of them haters, talking about Deku cry too much.
He does cry too much. The moment the snot started coming out of his nose, I was done with him. And I won't lie, they did something very interesting. They basically, the whole premise of him breaking his fingers, the way they drew that,
them fingers are mangled, boy.
It definitely conveyed damage. Something was definitely up with his fingers, and he just didn't know when to stop. And the fact that I thought about it. You ever jam? Obviously you play ball. You ever jam your finger playing ball? Now I want you to try to create a fist or try to flick somebody with that jammed finger.
Yeah, it's funny. People always give Deku a lot of stuff for crying a lot, but they don't give him anything for the determinism he shows, like how much dedication he has to whatever he's trying to accomplish. Determinism, the dedication he shows. That kid is serious, and I think and that's another thing. When Ichigo cries and when Naruto cries, everybody's talking about, wow, that was real serious. Deku cries for terrible things happening or his life's dreams being realized by his idol. Like, wow, he cries too much. Like, come on, y'all. Don't focus on the least important part of the scene. Come on.
I guess I agree. I just felt like, and this is the problem of watching things, the pacing at which it took Deco to be tolerable as far as his development, and I was just, you ever just been in suspense for so long, about a character learning how to use their powers? That was Deku. That was my hero. Oh, is he finally going to be able to master, one for all and whatnot? Those were the questions, and it took so long for him to even make any progress with it. But I guess it'd be too cliche for somebody to just, oh, season one, he discovers he can get this power. Season two, he knows how to use his power to the fullest.
Yeah, I was
And then
gonna
season three,
say
he's gonna discover how to unlock another hidden
the
potential.
the problem is his power is Superman. So if y'all want him to unlock Superman while he's in class with the teenagers, this is gonna go really badly for everyone. This is not gonna go the way you think. So I don't mind. I definitely don't mind the slow and intentional pace he's learning at. So it stops power scaling going crazy too. So
Yeah, man.
but
I'm just trying to figure out.
yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out real quick if I should just do some debris, to indicate him hovering, or I'm just playing around with it right now.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it that way. But yeah, I definitely like the slow and intentional pace of my hero. Uh, in the manga, things are pretty ridiculous as of now. But even still, I don't feel like anybody's too busted to continue. And what initially drew me to my hero was that it's like an American comic, which I'm also into, in terms of how diverse the powers are, and then separately, anybody can be talented. So like the top three hero, for people who are unaware, is a dude who controls. His name is Best Genist. He controls the fibers and clothing, and that sounds like it sounds like he'd be weak, but his powers are really good, and he's a really talented hero. There's a lot of other talented heroes whose quirks are not particularly interesting, but they work hard, and the writer's very creative and innovative. So you get to have heroes that have powers that are not so obviously great, that are still effective. So
Yeah.
JJK is another one really good power system. Probably one of the better power systems in Shonen, I'd argue.
Yeah, right now I'm just thinking about like sceneries and whatnot. I'm about to go on my Shutterstock. Uh, it's a safe space for some reference photos just in case anybody's interested. You know, none of these apps and things are sponsoring us. This is just tools and resources that we use. Again, if you need any guidance, if you want to powwow, again, we have the
Discord's
sketching.
great for that.
Yep, the sketching and drawing Discord. I'm actually going to plug that in the chat right now. There we go. Copy link. So if anybody who's interested in drawing, art, anything creative, pretty much, feel free to join the Discord.
Even if you don't draw yourself and you're looking to get into it, a lot of great people with a lot of expertise, and just looking to help grow the scene online specifically.
Yep.
So give them a look.
I will be posting it on the other sites. Yes, Trev on Instagram. It hurts like hell. I like Deku and his crying. Oh, that's not. We got I think that's momming creatively on Instagram.
And Deku really don't cry that much. People gassing it, man. It stopped in the first season. Y'all doing the most.
Yep.
Nobody was complaining when Gohan was crying about everything.
Well, that was different.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That was very different.
I bet it was. That brother cried every time he powered up, and it's Dragon Ball, so he powered up every 20 seconds.
No. No way.
I won't forgive you. Yeah, we know.
Bruh. First of all, the only thing that was jarring about that was his connection, his emotional connection, or the trigger was somebody he really didn't care about. The person who tried to end his dad's life. He was literally
Who,
designed.
16?
Yeah, that was a little odd to me. I get what it
But bro, he cared
signified.
about. But bro, he cared about birds. That's not enough. Oh, okay. Mad different. Yeah, mad different. Yeah, mad different.
And they preluded to Gohan having something great. So him crying all the time was a prelude to him being something greater than just a crybaby, where Deku was just a crybaby.
You're right. And then he grew up and did his homework real good.
They turned
and
him into
stayed out of
Moomin
trouble.
Rider.
They did. He cried real hard to turn to Moomin Rider, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I was really upset with and then they try to force him back into greatness. He had no training for 11 years or whatever the case may be, and he's fighting Goku Blue.
Yeah, listen. Not everything can be well written,
Don't get me started on Android 17. I don't get how he was able to go toe to toe.
Yeah, listen, bro. I don't know.
All right.
Because then why couldn't 18 also? Like, weren't their power levels like the same?
Pretty much. All right. So I got a pretty good rough outline. I'll finish the lining up. I'll get to the actual line art probably later on tonight or tomorrow. But I think I'm more or less happy with where I'm at with this. Like as a rough.
I hear it.
Do the great selling. So I can fix the eye. So that's the next thing. When I'm doing my art, you have to actually understand the tools, and I can see where I would skew or fix some of the proportions. Work more on the hand. I'm gonna fix the hands. You do mirror flipping your canvas, and then even going to grayscale, you can start seeing the things that are real jarring.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I gotta fix the socks. Make sure the socks are right. I'm actually gonna do that right now. At least we know Sonic characters, they wear Wilson socks.
I'm dead.
They wear Wilson socks. The tube ones folded up. I have evidence.
Sonic and Shadow got invest in some of them elite socks, man. Superior cushioning.
There we go. If you haven't played a Sonic Mania, that's a good Sonic game to visit. If you haven't played the Sonic series in a while.
Which one is that one again?
It's the newest one this is the newest 2D one that they dropped maybe 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Basically, they remixed the classic stages, did new stages. It was like a fan. So fans of the game who did fan games, where I guess they got hired, they started working for them, Sega and whatnot. I think that's what the story is. Don't quote me on that. But they actually had people who cared about the 2D Sonic games involved in the development of that game. I think Whitehead, I think his name is Whitehead or Whitehead. Yeah, they was involved with the development. It was the best Sonic game since Generations, in my opinion. So,
I missed Generations. I didn't play Generations.
So, it was an amazing game. I think they always have 90% of the formula there, and then somebody decides to press undo in progress, and they'll throw something into the game. So, unleashes that game. They had everything going with the daytime stages, and then they did the Werehog stages and completely undid that game. Sonic 06 had amazing visuals. The game was crap, and some of the story plots. A lot of people were uncomfortable with the human love interest, but hold on,
a little weird.
Well, going back to Sonic, his girlfriend originally was based off of Madonna. Sally.
I think the only reason it was jarring was because Sonic 06 was the first time we had real HD, so we were getting used to seeing Sonic in that level of detail, and then he's hugging up. a human woman. That little detail.
Yeah,
Like I can see why people said, her? I can see why.
yeah. So, but a lot of people didn't know that though. Like Sally wasn't his first girlfriend. It was a Madonna. Odari
Actually,
says his son plays all the Sonic games. When I tell you, if I was to share my Steam library, you'll see I have like every Sonic game over and over again. I have the entire collection. I enjoyed. I think Sonic R is an old Sonic CD type PC game. It's the best racing game known to man, even though it's critically acclaimed to be the worst Sonic game of all time. But your son is definitely in good taste, so big ups to him.
what's it called? Me and Trent were talking about Unleashed. Trent feels like the reason Unleashed got the Werehog stages is because they had to pad out the game time.
Oh, really?
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, like I don't know, like what do you think as a Sonic fan? How do you feel about it? Because it makes sense, but at the same time, like doesn't that mean that they're purposely kind of messing it up?
Maybe, just maybe. I can't agree all the way, just because I'm biased. Sonic can't do
I hear
wrong,
that.
and that's
I hear that.
unfortunately that's just me. I like to stay neutral when it comes to things, except things I like, and I'm always going to say positive things. He has the comics and everything. Yeah, I have a Sonic encyclopedia. It's also too because Mega Man's another character I like. Mega Man and Sonic are my
Mega
boo.
Man, that boy.
I
Mega
have
Man, that boy.
I have the When the Worlds Collide. Actually, Fancy Dave gave me that for a birthday gift. So I have the When the Worlds Collide Sonic Mega Man crossover, and that thing is amazing.
Yeah,
All
Mega
right,
Man.
we got a comment
I
on
I was
IG.
reading
I
I was
hate
reading the
drawing
Mega Man
hands. You are
comics
good at
today.
it. Yeah, I hate drawing hands too. But if you can get something that vaguely resembles a hand, you win. You win. So, well, we're going on a 2 hour mark. So I think I'm gonna fix this eye, and I'm getting off
All the
of
way up out of
this.
there.
I'm all the way up out of here. I didn't realize we were on for that long.
And I'll color a little something, something, and then I could make peace with what I've done. I think.
Mm. Yeah, so I'll fix the eye tomorrow. But this is a rough. I want to call him a jackrabbit. I don't know. It's not necessarily a hedgehog. Fix that. Let me fix that snout too. Give him a little space. Fix his
There we
nose.
go.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that hand too. I'm gonna put something in his hand. Obviously, I'm gonna put like maybe something in there, and maybe have the fingers on top, more fanned out,
I hear you.
and then like that. Boom.
Let me just get a little bit of coloring in,
So
so you can see at least where the vision is. You know.
yeah, I think I'm gonna put him in the time flies when you're having fun arting. Yeah, and that's the thing. I rarely had that time loop or that time skip, even when playing video games. You know, I'll play a game I'm really enjoying. I think the difference between doing art, playing video games, or even watching a show is there's a level of frustration that you gain that you endure when you're upset with what's going on in a TV show or you're losing in a video game. I feel like the seconds really stretch out and time doesn't really pass. And then when you are having a good time, um, it's infrequent. I think there's really a difference in the learning experience during art and arting. Because I'm struggling right now. I'm still trying to figure out the composition for the hands and fix some of these lines in his face. But it's like my brain's going into overdrive right now,
Yeah,
and
when you get hit in that loop. Right now it's 11. I say, just like I said, let me just color a little something, something. We just finished inking. You pick your head up and it's 5 a.m.
yeah,
Like, oh yeah, mistakes were made.
it's more gratifying to be stumbled. Like when I'm stumped with art, I feel like it's gratification because I'm learning other things I wouldn't be learning, or coming up with ideas for something else while I'm trying to solve a problem with again
Yeah,
the composition of the photo or the picture I'm drawing. So or I'll see a mistake when I think I'm about to be finished with like the basic line, rough lining. Uh, like I said, I didn't like the way the ears look because I decided to draw the openings to the ears where it's visible, but then I realized the other ear is curved inward, so you technically shouldn't be able to see the inside of the ear. You start thinking about things like that. I don't get that from doing
Right.
anything else. My brain doesn't say, "Ooh, endorphins." You
I
know.
gotta actually. I could put that above the layer and
Alright.
have a better effect.
So I'm definitely gonna work on that. Uh, needs work. Let's spell work like that. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely work on this some more tomorrow, and then I'll start working on that other image that I messed up. But hey, it's fun. It's all fun.
Yeah, definitely a good time. And seeing your progress is fantastic. I'm doing a redraw. I think, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm a vastly different artist than I was a couple of years ago. And seeing that progress and being able to, recognize that is encouraging, and it's encouraging, and makes you want to come back. So it's something I love, and I think I'll be doing this for as long as I can.
Yep. And TPEX623, hope I'm saying that right. I believe that's momming creatively. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a secondary account, but she says a ring in his hand. So I think you're a Sonic fan on the low, and you're just not announcing that directly.
She's
So
letting you take the heat for it. That's all.
yep. So and it's all good, but being a Sonic fan is the best type of fan there is. Well, next to being an art fan.
Actually, like you said, let me throw this background into. I'm doing some shading now.
Yep.
Throw this background gray.
And again, we're just vibing right now, so I'm not sure. You know, I might be on tomorrow. I might be on Friday, Thursday, Sunday. But just look out for us. We're gonna be vibing out. You can follow me on Instagram. Behance. I'm going to start uploading some of my other projects. So I've been working on some other things, some more, I guess, in-depth things. Dan DTM Delta Tango Mike. He's giving me some insight on how I should be using that. And also, the Brainiac on our sketching and drawing Discord, RB, they gave me some insight to how I should be using Behance. So Behance is a platform from Adobe for creatives who, again, use the Adobe suite. So Illustrator, Fresco's another one I'm playing around with. You can live stream, post your artwork to it, and you can pretty much interact with other creatives there, and you can see the process of how they've gotten to their finished work. You can see their workflow. So I have an account there. I don't have anything on there yet, but you can still follow me there. Twitch, you already know. Instagram, Prestonification.of.art, because somebody already had my name, so I couldn't use that. Obviously, anywhere that you can't use a period, if you get an error, just remove the periods. And then I'm on Twitter as well. Twitter.com/personification of art or /personification. Again, links in the Discords. ET, if you want to let them know where they can find you and what they can look forward to seeing in the future from you.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us all this time. My Instagram is IGANANSI. That's IGANANSI. That's no spaces. You can find in the overlay right there that my boy Preston put together so nicely for us. I'm also IGANANSI on Twitter. I got a lot of stuff coming. Most recently, I've been dabbling with, melding styles and copying people's styles. I'm using Butch Hartman, Danny Phantom, Fairy Odd Parents kind of aesthetic to do my hero characters. So, just messing around, keeping the creative muscles flowing. What else do I got? I might start doing commissions soon. We got to see. But yeah, I'll just be posting. I got stories. I post sometimes. I post pseudo regularly. And if there's anything you guys want to see, you can drop a comment or DM me and let me know what you guys are interested in. And I might be able to put that together for you. Potentially. We'll see.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. Thank you for that. And again, I'm just trying out this new scene. It's my cam focus. Again, if you have any ideas, any criticisms, any concepts that you would like us to explore, again, we're not doing this for the sake of doing anything for monetary gain. We really just want to vibe out with everybody, explore, and pretty much get people involved with drawing. It helps me draw for long extended periods of time. So definitely just join us. You know, if you see us online, join us. Join us in the Discord. We have other people who are on that Discord who love to stream, who love to give insight, who will help you out with your artwork. And again, just finding your creative warm spot. All right. This is Prestonification of Art.